All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Hakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. I'd like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect in the 1/3, and Lord's will. This lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakwadash. The Wadi Yabashim Yahushai, forgive me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, Ration Points During the Second Woe. All right. And I just want to share some information, pretty much how the powers that be, how they operated during the second woe, which a lot of things happened during the second woe. There was race riots, scarcity, lack of bread, FEMA camps, things of that nature. I did a lesson on it, but I just want to bring up this in particular point pertaining to the prophecies, the prophecy speaking about a famine. You have to understand that, a part of this famine coming is also going to be controlled, because the powers that be are going to need to function and have resources. All right. So during the second woe, the Babylonian people were restricted on a lot of household items and things that they needed so that Babylon could sustain itself during a world war. So you have to understand that there's nothing new under the sun, but it's also going to be no day like it. So real quick, this is Ecclesiastes. Let me make sure the audio is good. This is Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says, the thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So track records. When you look at Esau, your government, okay, the powers that be, well, they operate under the same playbook, okay? Different players, same playbook. So when we go into some fun facts of the second woe, and the second woe was referring biblically to the Second World War that was prophesied. One of the things that you see was called ration points, okay, which ration, okay, reminds me of victuals. Let's put this in rations. Quality of having reason, fact, agreeable. Oh, that's rational. We want ration. Let's see. Fixed allowance of food. See that? Fixed allowance of food. So during a woe, all right, a world woe, the powers that be gave the public an allowance of how much food they can consume. All right. So this third woe, man, it's gonna get bad out here. All right. And you're gonna see your powers that be get very draconian. They're going to issue more restrict measures to allow you to even get food. And then you got to think about the MOTB, how that's going to play a part. Look at this. The first sense listed for English word. The second is gone with ratio. The military pronunciation took over, blah, blah. I just saw World War, so I wanted to see what that meant. Okay. So this ain't going to be a long lesson. Excuse my voice, but the show must go on. So it says the government issued a number of points. So keep that in mind. Point system, social credit score system. So during the time of a world woe, the Babylonian government gave an allowance of what you could buy and how much you could buy. Now, I remember that when the 19 came about. All right. I would go into a grocery store in pairs of twos because they would only limit you. I remember you could be limited to one a dozen pack of eggs or one can of spaghetti sauce. So we've already seen trial runs and instances and ultimately how the public reacts to these things. This is why you had panic buying, okay, things like that. So as the day approaches of no day like it, the measurements that the government are going to take are going to be familiar orders or executive orders, but the reaction of the public is going to be different. The outcome is going to be different because we're going to be in what? Jacob's trouble. So same playbook, different player, but it's going to be also a different outcome. Okay. So check this out. It says the government issued a number of points, reminds me of social credit system, to each person, even babies. He calls it all old and young, right? It says even babies, which had to be turned in along with money to purchase goods made with restricted items. In 1943, for example, a pound of bacon cost about 30 cents, but a shopper would have also, excuse me, but a shopper would also have to turn in 7 ration points to buy the meat. So these are things that they really don't talk to us about in school, because I don't remember them bringing this up. I don't remember hearing about, Mo or Ammon being locked up and, race riots, the Zoot Suit. I don't remember being taught that in school. But this was the actions that Esau was taking with the general public in the midst of a world war. So as world woes are taking place, best believe you're not going to be able to have the luxury here in Babylon like you do right now. Okay. There's going to be a lot of restrictions. This is Matthew 24 and 26. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war or threats of war. See that ye be not troubled. Now, we shouldn't be troubled by this because we know that we are going to eat. Okay. We cannot walk into Jacob's trouble with a condemning, doubtful, carnal conscience. All right. You have to walk in Jacob's trouble as a confident creature in Yahweh Shemel Shai, waiting to be crowned. All right. Because all the wickedness that these people have done, they're going to start circulating in their mind, a mental agitation in their mind of do they deserve this judgment, or because what they did in their personal walk, is this why I'm being judged? So these people are going to be plagued, quote unquote, to hell and back in their mind as prophecies being fulfilled. Okay. Because remember, it says my servants shall eat. So let me hold that actually in Isaiah. Is it 65 and 13? I can Google it. Let me see real quick. Isaiah. Yep. So let's hold this right here. Okay. And it says, see that ye be not troubled, even though it's Jacob's trouble, right? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we still have time to pray. We still have time to repent, even though we're ready to go home, but we're taking advantage of the grace period right now. See, we're not frustrating the grace. We're taking advantage of the grace. All right. And it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. Now it makes sense why there would be famines, because in the midst of war, there's a scarcity of supply and demand. See, there were several factors in why food was rationed during the second woe, including supply and demand issues, military needs, and the economy. Across the U.S., agricultural workers were drafted into the military or moved from the farms to industrial centers to work. So it makes sense why there's a lot of migrants right now. They're going to be used, but there's also going to be a draft. So who's going to pick the strawberries? All right. You just had this Edomite. He caught some slack. I want to go into this as well. Excuse me. He caught some slack. White man, internet backlash over migrant strawberry workers. He said, if it got to rain, we're going to get it done tonight. Migrant pickers. Let's just see what comes up. Alabama immigration, crops rot as workers vanish to avoid. So right here, you already see that Babylon has a agriculture. Look, think immigrants are taking our jobs. Florida needs migrants to pick crops. So during the woes, okay, the Jakes that were here illegally, they were drafted in the war. So this caused a supply issue and a demand issue for those supplies. So the draft, the world woe, all these are going to cause a chain reaction to the everyday grind of Babylon. Okay. So you're not going to have the luxury of servants hand and foot open and close in your stores, unloading pallets. All right. Even driving. And then you're going to also have to add in the effect that the military is going to also need their own supplies and demand. So you think that the powers that be are going to allow their soldiers to starve so an average overweight, lazy, useless eater Babylonian citizen can sit on his ass on Wi-Fi watching UFC? Hell no. Hell no. They made a movie about this, man. What was the movie real quick? I got more precepts. Matthew McConaughey movie about war. All right. I mentioned this before. Free State Jones. See that? This is a where is it? It says Free State Jones, historical war film inspired by the life of Newton Knight and his armed revolt against the Confederacy in Jones County. Now, why did he have a revolt? Because right here, it says the life of, it says mostly, especially for those struggling to stay afloat who had little or nothing to gain from the war. Give me the part about the food. That's what I want. They basically, the military was going around and they were taking citizens' foods so that they could eat. All right. Let me see. Okay, so they but you go watch it. You go look it up yourself. Let's put military. Hold on. Taking food. Just put that in real quick. Based ever so loosely on a true story. Okay. Let's see. Okay, some are true, but you get the point. I was just trying to add a movie in. I already got all my points, but you get the point. But they already have an executive order right here. It says Babylon outlines the different types of rations for the army, including garrison, travel, reserves, and field rations. See, the field ration is only used in times of war or national emergency. Now, what is a field ration? I'm quite curious. What is military? No, let's put that in. Let's see what comes up. A field ration, also known as a combat ration or ration pack, is a prepackaged or canned meal that military troops can easily prepare or eat on the battlefield. So they're going to need to eat. Okay. So you got to understand a part of this famine of hunger is going to be because some people are going to have food and other people's aren't. Right here. How the military's largest cafeteria feeds 4,500 soldiers in 90 minutes. So how are these soldiers going to continue to eat in the midst of war and defending their country? Well, they're going to have to take it from the people. Okay. And this is why Yahushua said there's going to be famines. What's a famine mean? Being hungry. So you can't look at the famine like just, the apple disappeared, like, the steak's just gone. No, it's going to be taken. It's going to be supply. It's going to be demand. All right. This is Leviticus 26 and 26. And when I have broken the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, and ye shall eat and not be satisfied. See, so a part of the curses is also a part of famine. So you're going to be seeing people drinking water and measuring it. Okay, that 1 cup rations. All right, weighing up bread. Okay, so in the times to come, the outlook of food is going to change. Okay, and it's going to be divvied up, rationed, divided. You're not just going to be able to go into the grocery store and buy whatever you want and go home and chill. During World War II, they gave you ration points. So you may have had the money for the bacon, but do you have the points for you to be allowed to buy it? So what's the ration points going to be this time? It's going to have to be the mark. You're going to have the certain requirements. And then with the military already having full access to all the goods and supplies, well, people, they're going to want water, shelter, food, and they're going to have to go through certain requirements to get it. So watch when Jacob's trouble pops off. Watch when this military and these powers that be really show their power. Okay. You haven't seen nothing yet. And he's going to do it legally. He's going to be a legal demon. All right. But we don't have to fret. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So these people are going to be going through it, something serious. Jeremiah 16:4, they shall die of grievous death. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. So we understand that it's prophesied to be a famine, but you also have to add into consideration how or what will cause ultimately these famines throughout, or scarcities or lack of bread. And one of those scenarios is going to be through the powers that be and the military, okay? Because they're going to need to feed their standing army. So people are going to want to join the military just so they can get certain services while the rest of the general public is going through it. The military bases are going to have electricity, water, and food, but excuse me, but the general public could be going through rolling blackouts, forced into camps, given certain requirements of food to eat, told that they're going to have to get marked. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of things playing out in that day. Now, I also looked up famine, which it comes up a lot of times, and I want to go into this real quick. Let's go to Psalms 37 and 19. It says, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. So we have to have faith that us, our women, our children, okay, we're going to be taken care of. We're going to have to show the Lord that we trust him, and we're going to watch everyone else bug out. Job 5:22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. See that? So that we have a lot of great things that are coming for us. Now, I also want to mention this. Another name for famine is also a dearth. And you had a brother, a prophet by the name of Agabus, who prophesied this. Acts 11:28. And there stood up one of them named Agabus, as signified by the Spirit that there should be a great dearth throughout all the world, which came to pass in the days of Claudius Caesar. So dearth and famines are nothing new under the sun, but you have to understand that pestilence, famines, rumors of war, these are all signs of Yahushai's return. So we're getting an insight on how Esau is going to react in these situations that are already been foretold. So expect more scarcities, expect supply and demand problems, expect more restrictions to stay on the grid. Okay, expect the powers to be to show their fangs. They're going to show their horns, and expect the military and the presence of the military to increase. These are all the things that we are being told that are getting ready to come to happen. So when they happen, we're not surprised. We're actually spiritually prepared. So I just had wanted to touch on that. Like I said, it was a quick topic, but look it up yourself. Yeah, during the second woe, they actually had ration points. So just because you had the right amount of money didn't mean that you could still buy what you wanted. So he has control and lock of everything. Okay, so you're going to start seeing more restrictions to buying and selling. You got all these snatch and grabs going on. So things are about to increase on the everyday buying and selling aspect. Okay, so things are getting ready to change in a very prophetic manner. So I'm going to leave it there. I pray this lesson was edifying and exhorting. I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, shalom.